So I'm going to take my glasses off so there isn't a glare. But so yesterday I was watching Deanna's video on her 2021 goal setting and vision board and all that. I love planning videos, so I watched that when I was getting ready yesterday, and it really inspired me and made me want to record my own, because I've been working my way through this book, Futureboards, for the past week. I started reading it on New Year's Eve. So yeah, for about the past 5 or so days now. And the intent of it is to do a lot of prep work and then create your future board that you can manifest into your life, basically. So I definitely recommend it. I'm on part 3 now. There's 3 parts of the book. Part 1 is all of the legwork, so it's all of the journaling that you need to do, where you get completely open and vulnerable and you just share your biggest, wildest dreams and you write everything down. And my handwriting is sloppy because this is my own personal journal. In 2021, I am daily journaling. I actually started this on December 30th because I felt kind of weird about starting a new kind of positive, happy, I don't know, routine, I guess, into my life without acknowledging the weird year that was 2020. So I started this on December 30th, where I just kind of reflected on the year. Then on New Year's Eve, like I can see I wrote a whole bunch of stuff. Then on New Year's Eve, I wrote in my journal more of the positive things that I'm looking forward to in the new year. And the future boards took up a lot of pages. I think I have like 7 pages or something worth of various journal prompts that she walks you through. And the whole purpose of that is to get clarity on what it is that you actually want, because some things you may want and you don't even realize that until you're actually going through the process of writing it down. So what is it that you want before you create your future board? So that's what I am doing. I'm going to be printing out the rest of it. I'm going to curate the master board and then print out the board and add it to my planner, and also add it to my wall, which I'm going to redo this wall. So recommend this book if you are looking for a really in-depth process for creating your future board. But don't buy it expecting to finish it in a day and do everything all in the same day and create your visual board the same day. It's not going to be that process. It's more like probably a week-long thing, because the journal prompts can really kick up some interesting ideas, and it can take a lot longer than you would expect. So, but that's the future board. And actually, while I'm there, let me show you if I can reach back here. Kind of a glimpse into my future board. So this is my Pinterest account. Definitely follow me over there because I'm on there pinning things all the time if you are interested in fashion and beauty. So these are all the different boards that I have. Like work stuff, outfits for casual things that are on my blog, street style, fall, winter, spring fashion, you get the idea. So it's mostly fashion, but I do have some beauty and home decor stuff as well. But these blocked boards here, they're secret for now because I was in the process of curating them, because you're ultimately, all of these 5 here, plus a live list, get incorporated into your future board based on what images you feel are most represent you. So I did all of the legwork of curating images that I found appropriate. Like, for example, this mind and body one is one of the categories for your future board, and then you can divide it further into sections. So I have mindfulness, fitness, and health. And the goal is to find images that have people in it and they aren't just like material items, and you want to find something that looks like what your future life will look like. And once you find enough images for each section and you're done with all the legwork, the ultimate goal is to pick a few from each board and incorporate that into your master future board, and that is what will go on your corkboard. Can't pick it up with one hand. Okay. Then I have this A5 planner, and I will do a flip through and a talk through of this as well, but it is my life planner that goes in my bag if I'm having to run errands. This is kind of my catch-all everything. It's for the current month and the current week. Then I have the spiral notebook. So this one I haven't started writing in yet. I've been holding on to it because I wanted to figure out what I wanted to use it for, and similar to Deanna as well, I like to keep a spiral notebook of random blog related things that I think about, and I wanted to change that for this spiral because I feel like the colors really match my blog and brand. So I'm going to be using this spiral that I got from Erin Condren, and the design is actually curated by a black artist, which I think is really cool. So this is a no defined date at all type of spiral, just keeping a whole running list of ideas and blog post topics, anything that's not scheduled basically. And then the last thing that I have is, that's physical, is this binder. This is not time bound either. It's basically just a place for me to hold any sort of resources that I find helpful relating to branding and blogging stuff. So any printouts that I have, checklists, resources, things like that. There are a lot of things from Create and Cultivate in here, but like this one here is a strategy checklist. There's some blog post checklists. There's like a calendar template. All of those kinds of things are in this binder. Okay, so I have my weekly planner. I have my catch-all undefined brain dump. And then of course I have my monthly calendar back there as a high-level overview. I needed something that is beyond just the current year, and that is where Notion comes in handy. Here's a quick preview of Notion. I'm not going to go too into detail on this one because I feel like I primarily use it for school. I used it all last semester and it was extremely helpful with keeping track of my assignments, due dates, anything like that, just checking things off. But Notion is kind of a catch-all for anything that's beyond the current month, the current week, the current year, whatever, just random lists. I really, really love this app, even though it is very time consuming to set up the correct template and format that you like. I actually got this template from this girl that I was watching on YouTube. If I can find her, I will link it because you know how it is trying to find something that you watched on YouTube. But for example, like here is a tab that I have specifically for my blog, and you can change out the covers and things, and I can keep like my playlist. I have my music to write to playlist over here for Spotify. And then I have these monthly tabs where I can just write down high level what are some themes for the month. And then I have a database of blog post ideas that I want to do. You can do like sponsorships, content, branding, goals, tasks, finance, all of that fun stuff. But yeah, this is a quick peek at Notion. And if I go to the home page, then I kind of have like my ideal day scheduled out right there. I have my Discover Weekly playlist that I listen to on Mondays. Here would be a calendar. Once I plug in dates, it could appear here, but again, I wouldn't use that as much. And then here's kind of an ideal things that I want to do each week. So I have my little tab here that shows what book I'm currently reading, which is Futureboards by Sarah Centrella. I'm also reading Midnight Sun right now, so I need to add that one too. I'm reading a fun book and then a productive book. So that's my Goodreads goal for the year is I think to hit 12, which seems like not hard to do, but when you're in school and you're working and you're doing blog stuff, then yeah, it's kind of hard. So hopefully I'll achieve my goal this year. But like today is now Tuesday because I'm recording this portion after I recorded the other one that you just got through watching. So I checked off my Listen to Discover Weekly playlist because I did that yesterday. I did my Peloton cycle class. Today, my ideal day will just include Peloton strength. So I'll do that sometime later this evening. And then I have stuff like that for each day of the week. Then this is kind of like a home view. So when school begins, I can see all of the assignments that are due within the next week without having to go over to the academic tab. So this will just kind of give you an idea of what you can do with Notion if you're more of a digital person. And there is an app, so you can have it on your iPad and your iPhone and it syncs all together. And this is actually an app in the MacBook too, but you can go on the website as well. So I'll walk you through my weekly planner, and then I think that will cover everything that I wanted to share in this video. Alright you guys, it is the next day. I actually was in the middle of editing the flip through portion of this video, and I noticed that my camera crops the video further than was actually on the screen when I'm recording, which is kind of annoying. So hopefully this is in good, visibility. Hopefully you can see it without any problems. But this is my A5 planner, and I'm going to try and set my camera down so it is a bit more stable and walk you through it. Like I mentioned, here's my A5 planner, and I got the clear binder from Amazon. Of course, you can get it wherever you like. I like this one because it is gold and it matches pretty much anything that I buy that's metal is gold. Then from the front, you have your morning mindset little insert, and it just asks you a bunch of questions that will help you prioritize and find purpose in your day. On the next page, I have my dashboard of little visual cards that I think were pretty since you can see it from the front. So I have a month in review, kind of a month at a glance for the upcoming month. and 2 quote cards, as well as a minimalism noun card. On the flip side of that is where it's more functional. So I had a duplicate of the monthly card, so I put it on the other side, and then I just have a bunch of stickers here that I cut to fit inside the card holder. I honestly don't use the stickers too much on this type of planner because it doesn't really call for them, but I have them there just in case I use them. What I do use quite a bit is in the zip pocket here, all of these different post-it notes and page flags. And then for my dividers, I am using the Cloth and Paper CEO dividers. So it comes with schedule, list, projects, finance, goals, and miscellaneous. And then for the December month, it also came with these gray unlabeled dividers. I'm using those to just hold extra papers that I'm not using. Alright, I switched over to handheld because my camera was probably not going to make it on that little makeshift tripod I just tried to create. But hopefully the camera doesn't cut off too much from the top. We are on the schedules tab of my planner. So this is my inbox dashboard. It's a vellum clear dashboard. Unless I mention otherwise, everything is from Cloth and Paper in my planner. So on this dashboard, I do this every month where I list off the key dates, anything that is important, like today is my sister's birthday, when the financial aid should be paid out for the upcoming semester, and when classes begin. Then I added a quote here. As I mentioned earlier, I'm reading Futureboards, and I just found this quote to be really nice, so I added it to my dashboard. Over here, I have my outstanding packages. These are not things that I ordered in the month, but they're things that I have ordered and they haven't arrived yet. So some of these are actually from October, November, and December, and they just haven't arrived yet because of the delayed mail that we're experiencing right now, so I'm just keeping track of them here. I used to use an app, but I didn't find the app to be that reliable anymore, so I just switched to manual. Down here I have a post-it note that labels any sort of color scheme that I have going on for planning. So I use a different color of these Tombow markers over here. I use those as highlighters for my planner, and I group them by brand, blog, health, school, and personal. So in the inbox section is the 2021 overview, and this is where you can get like a quarterly look at all of your goals for the year, basically. On the quarterly page, I have only filled out January so far because, like I mentioned, I'm still filling out the 2021. I didn't want to rush just because it's January 1, you know, and get everything filled out. I really wanted to be thoughtful about it. So I'm taking my time with filling out the February and the March. And then for the upcoming quarters, I don't like to do anything that's too far out because things will change. So I'll start doing the next quarter in the month of March. Behind the quarterly goals is where I pasted my future board. So this is kind of like a mini preview of the future board that will be on my corkboard. What I did was I grabbed a screenshot of the little Pinterest thumbnail for each board that I had relating to like wealth and abundance, friendships, mind and body, career and passions, I think it's called. All of the different categories that she has, you create a future board for. And then I just cut them out and put them again because I am a visual person. I really like the way this one came out. And then on the flip side of that, I have my 2021 goals where I did the same thing. I created these both in Canva, and I have my blog, brand, mind, body, and finance. And so what I did here was I listed out 2 to 3 goals that I wanted to achieve for each category for the year, and I have them on the flip side of my future board and my goals. And on the back side is where you list off your 2021 accomplishments. So as I achieve things, I will list them out here. So then we get into the actual planner part. I am doing weekly planners right now. I actually tested out daily planners, and I have some daily planner sheets in the back of my planner just in case I want to flip back to it. But overall, I found the daily planning to be really overwhelming and time consuming. So here's an example. This is my current week. I just added the stickers to the weekday, added a day, like the 4th through the 10th. Then I listed out anything that I want to do that is date specific. I have my top 3 priorities at the top, and then this is a list of 20 things that I want to get done throughout the week, so then I can, plug and play and just check them off as I complete them. In the list tab, I have these cloth and paper executive notes that came in their December box. I don't foresee myself using them too often, but I do like that the option is there just in case I need to write something down or I have a meeting that I'd rather write rather than type. In the projects tab, I have this dashboard from cloth and paper, and I like it under projects because it felt relevant. It says to want to is to be able to. And here's an example of the project insert from Infinite Lotus. And it's project planning, so you have one page per project where you list out the name, your start and end date, any budgetary costs, your objective for the project, a big chunk of space to brainstorm, and then your actionable tasks. So my project right now, the year-long project, is a resource library refresh where I want to add some new resources to my library on my blog and then update the ones that are already out there, so I have some deadlines for each month. And then on the back side of the project, they also give you a grid sheet, just in case you wanted to draw or do a Gantt chart or anything like that. Under the Finance tab, I have the Bills Tracker from Infinite Lotus, and I really like this because it is a one-stop shop. You just need the one piece of paper for the entire year, so it runs from January all the way through December. I wrote down some of my main bills here just so you can get an idea of what it would look like. So I put down like rent, renter's insurance, car insurance, etc. I also wrote in parentheses if it's automated so I don't have to worry about it, or if I actually need to just go out and manually pay it. I put the due date on there as well. Put kind of like an approximate due date for things that change, like cable and internet. It's not always on the same day. Then I will go in and fill in the amount, so how much is the bill. And for the things that are variable too, like electric, that's not always the same in the summer and the winter, I'll just put like a general average, and if my bill is below that average, then the money that I was expecting to spend that's extra, I will move that over to savings. And then like this little box here shows for an example, you just cross it off or fill it in for the month that you have paid it. Into the goals and ideas tab, I have this dashboard here because it seemed to fit that subject as well, where it says I came, I saw, I conquered, from cloth and paper. And the goal planner spreadsheet, or the goal planner sheet, is from Infinite Lotus. You can fit 2 goals on one page where you list out your goal, why it's a goal, any research or strategy, if you achieved it, when you created it, the deadline, and it gives you space to write some tasks down. So for example, my goal that I have right now is finish the Mastering the Basics Peloton challenge, where I've had my Peloton for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months, and prior to that I was doing some random classes, but now that the new year has kicked in, I wanted to complete the welcome package, which is like 18 different classes, and then move into the Mastering the Basics course, which is a 6-week class, and this is what that goal is, to complete that. So then I have each week as an individual task. And then for the Miscellaneous tab is where I put some more of my extra notes pages from cloth and paper as well, just because I had them and I didn't know what else to put behind here. And then for the gray tab, these are the things that are extra that I may not use right now, but I could use in the future. The journaling pages I don't think I'll be using unless I go out of town and forget my journal, because I have a separate journal. But they do give you some prompts there, as well as a mood tracker for the month, and then a bunch of pages to fill out your journaling, 2 per day. Or 2 per page, I should say. And then behind here, I just have some extra, like these are the daily inserts I was using, where you schedule 7 to 9 p.m., your to-do list and all of that. So if I want to go back to daily for a day or so, then I can quickly pull it from there. And that concludes my A5 planner. So I hope you guys found this video helpful or inspiring or motivating. Definitely check out my website, ventifashion.com. Follow me over on Pinterest and Instagram at ventifashion. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.